Welcome back, guys. My name is Kevin Reyes, and today we're going to be dialing it back a little bit and talking about a subject that not many people like to talk about. There's millions, I don't even know the numbers, but there's a significant amount of people around the world that suffer from depression. And I feel like that's been, well, not feel, it has been the reason why I haven't been around lately. I don't know to what extent I have it, but it's pretty serious. It affects a lot of parts of my life, and unfortunately this is one of them. But I'm glad that I had a good day today, and there's going to be many good days ahead of them, of this one just like this. Now, as you can see, things are looking a little bit different. I was in a good mood today, and right now I was just like, why not let's just give them a little update. But anyways, going back to depression, it's a tough battle. You know, people think, oh, you can sleep it off, or you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. As an advocate of having this disease, it's not that at all. You know, it's like the weight of 100 bricks on your chest, and it doesn't go away. You know, I remember one day having my worst day. I was laying in bed all day long, and I was really hungry. But the thought of having to reach to grab a plate from the cupboard and just to put it down on the table, not even getting the food out, nothing like that just yet, just getting the plate and putting it on the counter just to prepare my meal, that was too much me. That was just too much for me to handle. And I didn't eat that day. It's a lonesome battle, and you know, I've lost some friends over. I lost some dear friends. What can you do? You know, I see these people, you know, in the future, and I think, you know, I'll have my off and on days, and you know, I see these people, and I don't hold grudges. I am not the type of person to do anything as such, but when I'm having a good day and I happen to run into them, and you know, they want to act like nothing's changed before, but they cut me off when they couldn't handle when I was having a bad day. You know, it's like, why do you deserve to have me at my best when you couldn't see me at my worst? You know, and it's unfortunate that, you know, that has to be said, but you know, I'm doing okay. I'm managing. You know, medication is helping. It's doing a good amount. But what really helps is knowing that others are there for me. And I used to have this one friend, and a few years ago, and she knew about my depression. And the thing that I really liked that she did is, as I was going to bed, you know, I would tell us like, hey, you know, thanks for the conversation. I'm gonna head off to bed, something along that lines. And she said, "All right, that sounds good. Are you feeling okay?" And I was like, "I'm all right." But she wouldn't accept that answer. So, I couldn't do anything. She's like, "I'm not gonna let you go until I know that you're doing okay." So she then proceeds to, you know, tell me these jokes, if I remember right, and she improved my mood before I went to bed. And I told her, I was like, I'm fine, I'm gonna go to sleep. But what mattered the most is she didn't let me leave until I was in such a better mood. Just knowing that she was there and she cared that much to sacrifice her sleep and just to continue to have that conversation with me, it's incomparable to anything else anybody could offer. You know, money is not going to fix my illness. Just knowing that people are there for me, that's exactly what it is. Now, it's not just somebody saying, oh, you know, I'm so glad you opened up and this and that. You know, if you ever need anything, you let me know. It's not going to happen. because, for one, I'm not one person to ask for help. But with somebody with depression, you have to learn that a bunch of them are, including myself, afraid to ask for help. Not just afraid, but they can't do it. Yesterday morning. Such a terrible morning. I just felt it. It was like, oh my gosh, that's one of those days. I only spoke one word. One word. And it's to that point that when I have some of those days, I'm mute. I can't speak. I remember one time I had a conversation with somebody. I had to write it down on my notes because I couldn't physically elaborate myself verbally. I had to type it down to show them what I wanted to say. So, as a person with depression, if you have somebody and you know somebody that does have depression, reach out to them, see how they're doing. If they say they're doing okay, ask them more about it. How's your day been going? Be there for them. Merely asking somebody, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm doing great. Nobody's going to say, I'm doing terrible. Me, personally, I'll admit it. I'll say, I'm not doing too well. All right? And then it starts to become into a more genuine conversation. And it goes well from there. But knowing myself, I can see it in others. And I know that they're not doing okay. And, I know we can't do this right now, but when the time comes, giving them a nice hug, a nice squeeze. I remember one time I was in Corpus, and another friend, I just met the person. And at the end of the night, we were leaving. And this young lady, she comes over to me, and she just hugs me, like, super tight. Some might think that's weird. For me, with my depression, it was like all the pieces of the puzzle of me, she just squeezed back together, all the broken pieces. Oh, man, it was like a rush of adrenaline, not for the wrong reasons, but just that love, that genuine kindness that was bestowed upon me. If there's one thing I can tell you as a person with depression, if you don't have it, don't talk to somebody that does have it, and not rather pretend. I know you want to sympathize with them, but you cannot compare it to anything you've ever had. I know a lot of people say, oh, you haven't been in my shoes, walk a mile in my shoes. Honestly, it's true. Now, not every case of depression and not every episode of it is because of sadness. I'll have days where I just can't talk. I'm physically low. I'm not myself 100%. And I can't do anything about it, and that sucks. But it's not because I'm sad. I physically lack chemicals in my brain that prevent me from being me. I'm not 100%. Medicine, it doesn't cure me. But it just allows me just to have a normal day. But that's the thing. You don't take a medication, it's not going to give you the assistance that you need. Now, just because I take medication doesn't mean my depression's cured. No. It just allows me to get through my day. It doesn't make it a good day. It just allows me to get through the day. I saw this quote recently. It said, a healthy person wants anything and everything that they can, anything and everything. But a sick person only wants one thing. They want to be healthy. And that couldn't be truer. If it's one thing that I look forward to is getting rid of this illness. That's the only thing I want. That's the only thing I ask. Just take this mountain off my back. Take this holding block away from me. I hate this. It's gotten recently worse in these past few years. Before, I was a social butterfly. These recent years, I've become such an introvert, it just shocks me. I can't be who I I used to be. And I mean, that's something I have to accept. But, I'm doing my best to do my part to continue to be who I am. Now, does it come with struggles? Most definitely. Is it going to be like this forever? No. But I know that I can't do this by myself. And just knowing that those of my friends that are out there that cherish me and, reach out, see how I'm doing. Just sending, random texts, it takes, 30 seconds to a minute to say, hey, good morning, how's it going? Or in the evening. That 30 seconds for that one text can flip my whole day around. I mean, I'm not asking for much, but knowing that someone like you can possess the power to help somebody with depression and improve their day just by doing one simple thing, it's powerful. If you had the ability to cure someone or aid them from feeling better or to aid them from not feeling terrible, would you help that person? It's like, I mean, I'm not trying to go down my laundry list, but I have scoliosis as well, and I'm in pain every day. Forget depression, my back. I would be doing some exercises, and the others would say, Kevin, keep your back straight. And I'm like, I am. But physically, I couldn't keep it straight because it is not straight. So they kind of go hand in hand. I deal with scoliosis, and I'm in pain every day. I don't like to take medication. I don't take medication for my back because I don't want to get used to it, and then my body just gets used to it. A temporary fix. I don't want to get myself involved in that. I deal with the pain. Not many people know it, and you probably couldn't even tell that I had it physically, but I do. And it hurts so bad. And then, you have depression and other things, it's like, oh my gosh. I remember, was it a few weeks ago, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was at work. And I started a new job recently doing some home remodeling with a really good friend. He's a great guy. And I was just doing my work, and then out of nowhere, my heart rate increases. I'm breathing fast, and I'm hearing things like Superman. When Superman in the movie, he starts to gain his powers and he can hear everything. And he's going crazy because he can't quiet the voices. That's how I felt. I hear that all the time. And that comes from part of my potential ADD diagnosis. I hear everything and I can't turn off the sounds. And it sucks. I do remember when I was younger, I could hear everybody's conversation, even if they were whispering, and they're like, how did you hear that? And I'm like, I don't know. I have Superman hearing. My point is, I'm doing okay. Some days I have bad days, some days I have good days. But reach out to some people, sometimes you just have a feeling. And you're like, you know what? Let me reach out to this person, see how they're doing. Everybody has a story. Everybody is sick. Everybody's in pain. There's not a single perfect person in this world. Everybody's going through something. Talk to them. See how they're doing. See if there's anything that you can do to help them. If somebody was to ask me how they could help me, give me a call or, send me a text. Hey, how are you doing? I kind of would prefer a text because if it's an off day, I'm not going to answer your call, or I wouldn't even have the ability to even pick up the phone. I'm going to decline it. But if it's a good day, I might reply to you if I'm not busy. So yeah, just think of others. We live in a selfish world, and I'm not trying to be selfish and asking for help, but those that are in the same boat as myself, know you're not alone. And those that, continue to get diagnosed throughout the years and are coming upon this section of their life where now you have to be careful with the things you say or watch or hear, because just a pure sentence, a sound, can ruin your day. I see a particular person's name, or I get a text from somebody. Boom. My day's ruined. And it's not me being dramatic, no. It's because these are now triggers that I have to deal with because of my depression. I was, where was I? I went to Houston with my uncle for a week. He came down. This was months ago. I think it was last year, actually. But anyways, he was staying with us, and he had to go to work in Houston. He would come back, and he would stay with us, go for the week, come back for the weekend, and spend time with our family. We love him very much. Anyways, we went for the week. Oh, I had the greatest time. It was amazing. But we went to the Kingdom Hall, and it's going by normally. It's the weekend meeting. I'm sorry, no, the weekday meeting, the midweek meeting. And from the first day that we went, it was a beautiful congregation, but the lights turned off, and of course, like the power went out. I think it was raining. Somebody dropped their tablet. Somebody dropped a notebook, and all the papers came out. And then I think somebody else screamed, but I think it was a medical issue, so it's, there's nothing wrong with it. My point is, all four of those things, I would have never had an issue with anything. I'm not scared of the dark. I don't mind if the lights go out. But all of those things subconsciously were triggering me. I don't know into what. But all I knew is I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, it's okay. The lights went out. All right, it's fine. Somebody, dropped something. It's okay. 2 minutes later, I'm sitting there and I start bursting out and crying. Not just an innocent tear coming down the cheek. No, I wish. Full on crying. It was like somebody in my immediate family died. That's how much I was crying. I walked to the back and I just went straight outside, and oh God, I let it out. I couldn't figure out what it was. My uncle came out to me and he's like, "Hey, dude, you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, I don't know what it is. I was like, but I'm just bawling. And I was like, it was just those things that happened. They triggered me, and now I have to identify when certain things that trigger me. I have to make a mental note and try to get away from that. That was one time that happened. There was something else that kind of like triggers me, but I can't remember. Now I know people can't tiptoe around you, or me. People can't tiptoe around me thinking, oh, he has triggers, I need to be careful what I do around him. I can't expect that of anybody, no. But just knowing that little things like that can affect other people has humbled me so much more into knowing how other people feel, possibly with things that I do. So I deal, when I have a conversation with somebody, especially like my brother, I come off in a rude manner. Like I'll kind of yell unintentionally, but I don't know how to explain it. I just fell asleep here. Oh, snap. We've been going on a while here. But anyways, I kind of come off in a rude manner, and it's not because I want to. It's not because that's who I am. I'm a very sweet person. But it's because of my depression, and I can't help it. And I'm not who I truly am because of my depression. It changes me into a new person. someone that I don't like. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it so much. To an extent, I care what other people think, but wholeheartedly, I don't care much about what people think of me, because I don't answer. This sounds weird, but not that I don't answer to them, but all I'm trying to do is just get through my day. Get through the day. It's a challenge every single day. So thinking about what other people think about me is definitely not on my list. All I'm focused on is waking up, getting past that initial reaction, just pulling the cover off. It's hard every single time. Getting dressed, brushing my teeth, using the restroom, going downstairs, packing my lunch, getting my water, getting in the car, getting to work. I have accomplished so much and so many victories. It's funny, having to explain this, because those that don't have it will never know what it's like to have this disease. Well, illness, rather. I'm not infectious, not. Imagine. Man. I don't know. Be kind to one another, as Ellen DeGeneres says at the end of her shows. Be kind to one another. You never know what somebody might be going through. Great example. I was getting a smoothie the other day. Oh man, I was just having the worst day ever. Not because something happened, but just because of depression. And my facial expression, I'm just like, literally like that the entire day. I'm super irritable. And as I'm standing there, these other people are in line. And these kids, I love kids. I mean, they were about my age, a little older, but they were just loud, exuberant. I don't mind, people having a conversation, but, respect other people and their space, and kind of, don't be disruptive, if you will. But I just wanted to, oh my gosh, I just wanted the noise to stop. I'm not going to say that I was going to do anything. I just wanted it to end. And, I mean, nothing came of it, of course. I got my drink and I left, but, oh man, it got me. So, I was so irritated. So, advice that I could give to you, if you know somebody that deals with this, be patient with them, please. With something simple like doing a chore. Did you do the dishes? No, I haven't gotten around to it yet. Me, I kind of struggle with that. It takes me a day or two. I'm behind on my dishes. Well, actually, I just did them yesterday, but I have to do the dishes. I had to do the restroom yesterday. I didn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'll do it tomorrow. But be patient with them. Don't nag. Oh my goodness. That is one of the number one things that I beg of you. Do not nag a person with depression. Do not nag. Do not nag. Do not nag. Do not repeatedly ask them things. Once they hear you and they understand you, they'll answer you when they're ready. Be patient. Please be patient with them. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up at that. It's getting kind of late and I need to get ready for bed. But, this video kind of turned to something that I didn't think that I would ever talk about. But I'm glad we spoke about this, because a lot of people need to know, about this side that many people, contain, that people don't even know. This depression isn't a 1 in a billion thing. No, it's 1 in 8 adults, I believe, statistic has it, and children have it as well. I forget the numbers. That means maybe one person in your family has it. I'm not sure if it's genetic. The point is, if you turn to the person next to you, there's an 8%, or what's a conversion with 8? 13% chance? No, it's lower than that. 12. It's like a 12% chance, 12.5% chance that they might have depression. Oh man. Let them know that you love them. And please be patient with them. That's all I ask. Alrighty, guys. Well, this is our one-off topic conversation about depression and scoliosis. I'm Kevin Reyes, your host. We'll see you in the next one.